What is something that you want to do in this world? And what keeps you from doing it? Maybe it's something big. Maybe it's writing your own story, being with someone that you love. Or maybe it's something small, just walking down the street and choosing to smile at the person who walks past you. Whatever it might be, I see that there's an answer that's very much apparent. We stop ourselves from doing what we want in the world. When we live in fear of being judged, killed, raped, attacked, slandered, or just plain not being accepted by our own community around us, we do not do what we want to do for fear of others harming us. A few weeks ago, I took a survey to ask people how they perceive the world. The results that I saw, while we're all aware that the number one source of conflict between people in general is misunderstanding one another, we don't see that we're inherently capable of being empathetic towards one another. But I posit that this is not necessarily true. While it's true that we do judge as people, we also are naturally capable of understanding one another through our inherent connectedness. And that when we get in touch with this, it empowers us in ways far beyond simply working by ourselves. What I wish to show you is a very special presentation from 6 dear artist friends of mine, who each have agreed to answer the same questions from me about their creative processes. I'm very excited to share this with you, because despite their differences, and they each have very much their own differences, they show something that I believe can really help bring a solution in this world.
I'm an app developer.
Founder, multi-instrumentalist, songwriter, and vocalist of The Silence Noise.
Music, which is my primary kind of, I guess you would say, occupation or trade.
I work with digital fantasy illustration.
I illustrate for children.
I create digital art, illustrations, comics, and I design characters.
Well, the interesting part about my creative process is that it primarily started for me. I wasn't writing music for anyone else. I didn't really start with the intention of sharing music or art with others.
I am always trying to have songs to share. It used to be a little bit more selfish than that.
I want to share those with others, and I want to reach people through my personal comics and through the characters I design. And I try to get body positive and variety in my character designs, and I want people to see that and feel represented.
Especially, if you are not someone who got to see yourself in images growing up.
There's the power of visual art in itself.
To me, images are incredibly powerful.
It has its own magic.
I don't know, to me it's a form of magic. Bringing all these things together, sending it out into the world with a certain energy as you make it, and knowing and hoping that it will maybe affect someone in some way, so maybe even a major way.
I like to help people. I like to be able to think that I am making an impact. So hopefully through this app, I will be able to make one. A good one.
It's the feeling that I get while I'm doing it, knowing, hoping that I'm doing the same thing that others have done for me in that aspect.
Hopefully really relatable characters. I feel like my characters can do better at reaching people.
Because I want to reach mass audiences. I want to be able to reach people among people in order to enhance their health and well-being. That's the bottom line, so that they can be healthier.
I do it to express it in different ways, to show that there's a healthy way of expressing those things, that it is universal to have those kinds of thoughts, because for me, expressing those in a healthy way is critical, and being able to show the world that, hey, you're not alone in this. This is something that you and all of us really feel at some point in our lives.
What inspires me most, learning that I was not alone in my struggles. And I do have a very strong will to make other people realize they are not alone as well. We can connect.
For me, it's very much about the human connection, the relationships we have with each other, our relationship to our ancestors. For me, it's all about the people.
Starting off, I would say the people. I love their energy. I love the way they give you that feeling. You just feel happy, satisfied.
But for me, the creative process isn't always necessarily a happy process. Now, what I would say is it's a satisfying process.
The process. I love the process. I love the layering. I love hearing it go from nothing to almost something to finally being something in the end.
I'm a person that's walking around with melodies and ideas in my head all the time.
I always have melodies bouncing in my head. It's been easy to take these things out of my head and put them where they need to go, but in some ways it has been difficult because all I hear are my mistakes or what I could have done better in the process.
But I honestly feel like the hardest ones are the ones we impose to ourselves and about others, about how other people will perceive our art.
People might look at some of my music and go, wow, what an angry and rage-filled person, which I'm not. Any process of vulnerability, I don't care what it is, whether it's positive or negative, vulnerable pieces of yourself are exposed to the world.
Sometimes it's hard to simply be vulnerable and honest while telling the story of this girl facing those changes because it connects so deeply with me. It can be a little painful sometimes.
I've discovered that app making is quite the difficult task because I am quite the beginner at it. Thus, I have to call upon people from different walks of the app development hemisphere to help me.
I have a loving husband who's always there to help me.
My partner has a beautiful eye and really a great attention to details.
My boyfriend Nick is very good at editing, which I'm needed because I'm more about the creative, not about the cleaning up.
It's also my strength because having the ability to be able to call upon them is also a very engaging learning experience for me.
I do believe art is communal, so eventually that art is going to be shared with other people.
I need to show people. I need to show people what I'm feeling in the music.
I really love doing this, and I think people feel it.
I felt so much when I was making it, and I think when people responded well to it, that is what they were responding to.
And if I am a good creator, I know how to create something that can touch someone or affect someone or teach them something, or that I can be taught through creating it.
As artists, what we naturally do is connect to others' emotions, all by expressing what we feel and by crafting our own feelings into our work, where feelings themselves are universal. While we have stifled ourselves from expressing what we truly feel because of a world that says to do so makes us weak or makes us vulnerable, and where we really can't share our feelings if we want to try to get ahead in the world by dominating other people, where we do share our feelings is when we can begin to connect with others in the way that we already do, and half the time just need to be able to come together to see that we do. And this is what sharing our art does. Starting with the 6 artists that are involved in this video. Every one of these artists has a story to tell, one that extends far beyond the scope of this video that you're watching. As such, I've included down below in the links that you can see in the description, individual videos showing every one of these artists' complete interviews, where you can listen to their complete stories and hear about their individual creative processes. Second, I ask you to share what you feel. What is something inside you that you want empathy for? Share this with me. I will ask other artists to see what you say, that they can share their art with you and help empathize with what you are feeling through what they are already expressing. Because if we're already out there as a community creating our art and creating our words and making our crafts in ways that we want to reach other people, to help other people, to share what we feel, we can empathize. We just gotta reach each other. So guys, I ask for your help in being able to continue making what I'm making. Sharing and creating my story, Taurus Link, which itself also features 4 very different artists, as well as 4 elemental beings, each of whom has something that they really want to do in their own lives, as well as some very big obstacles holding them back. They have parallels that they share across 2 different sides of their worlds, yet something keeps them from coming together. This video that you're watching right now would not be possible without help from my own personal community, including my friends who generously gave to me to help make this video possible. The camera that I'm using currently to film this, because my other camera's a bit bonkers, that would be my phone camera, as well as the software that I'm using, which generously came from the help and aid of friends in my time of need, all down to having this roof over my head, which my family provides for me. But at this stage, I'm no longer capable of sustaining what I'm doing with the means that I have. After this video, that's it, unless I receive more support. Ways that you can support me are by going to ko-fi.com/YasminPeruz, donating a few dollars here and there as you wish, or going to patreon.com/YasminPeruz, where you can receive all kinds of extended content into the Taurus Link world as based on my story and how I develop my story. This way, I can continue to share what I'm making, and I can continue to help grow this connected effort. I've always said that Taurus Link is semi-autobiographical, and guys, here it is. We really are connected in this world, and I want people to know it so that we can begin to have more peace and really, truly be free to do what we want. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.